What's going on, guys? It's Jordan back today with today's first video. And in today's first video, we're going to take a look at our favorite altcoin, Ethereum, and see what it's doing on all the time frames. That means the hourly, the 4-hour, the daily, the weekly, anything you can think of, we're going to take a look at in this chart. We're going to take a look at our price targets towards the middle and end of this video, so make sure you guys stick around for that. And if you guys are new, enjoy today's content, make sure you press that subscribe button down below. It takes 1 second, and I appreciate every single one of you guys that does that. But let's jump straight on into the 4-hour chart here. And as you guys can see, you know we've been talking about this for Ethereum, and we're right at that major resistance line that could validate this inverse head and shoulders. You guys can see we have a clear resistance here that we've knocked our head on now 3 times. So can we break that resistance? Well, if we do, you guys know our measured move of this, right? So from the bottom of our head to the top of our neckline, right, at our breakout point, if we broke out somewhere around there, is all the way up here towards $2,100. So that lines up with the price targets we're going to talk about later in this video, and why I think that this inverse head and shoulders will play out within the next couple 4-hour candles. Obviously, it could get rejected here and go down and reject this inverse head and shoulders, but I'm pretty confident that we're going to break this resistance line pretty soon, right? And here's why we're going to talk about that, okay? So let's switch on over to our 4-hour chart here. And as you guys can see, we're in this rising wedge as well. So if we break out of this, right, shorter time frame inverse head and shoulders, that would also break us out of this wedge. And our breakout for this wedge is right around that $2,100 area as well. So this matches up almost perfectly with these two patterns, and that's why I'm convinced that we're going to go up to the upside here. You can see also our 104-hour EMA has acted as perfect support all the way on our way up. So you can see we keep getting support, right, other than a couple 4-hour closes below it. But you can see this has been major support throughout our history, right? You guys can see we relatively come back to that and continue up. Now we see sometimes we see slight dips below it, but you can see how important this line is all the way back since we started our bull market, right? So that's extremely big, and that is rising quickly, and that's all the way up here now at about almost $1,600. So this is rising quickly. That's our, short-term support. If we break this, obviously we could see a little bit of a correction, but so far, so good on the 4-hour. Watch this rising wedge. We are getting right to the top of that rising wedge. So this could break out anytime. And in my opinion, this has to break out by Sunday at 8 a.m., right? That's our time frame of a breakout for this. So watch closely, see what Ethereum does. If we break out to the upside, that's our upside target. If we break to the downside, right, our target on a wedge is just the bottom of the wedge. So it would be right there. That would be our downside target if we continue down at about 1539, okay? So watch out for which direction we go in the short term for Ethereum. So let's switch on over to the daily. What do we have going on in the daily? Well, you can see our last rising wedge, we broke up out of it, and we pretty much hit our target, right? We're not completely at it yet. Our target for that was around 1890. So far, we've got up to about 1840. So we have a little bit ways to go for that measured target. But you can see the last 2 times we were in rising wedge, and this was another example of why I think we're going to break to the upside out of this wedge. You can see we actually broke up to the upside on these, and you can see what we did is we broke out to the upside, we back tested it as support, and continued up. You can see the same thing on this wedge. We broke out to the upside, we back tested it, and we continue up. And that's why I'm convinced that just like this wedge down here, we're going to see a good size pump coming up very, very soon, okay? So that's the daily chart, guys. This is why I'm so excited for the next couple of days for Ethereum. You see YouTubers saying the same thing, but I'm giving you valid reasons of why I think it's going to go to the upside. Now, obviously, we have to look at a couple bearish things, right? But what we did here was big, right? We invalidated that bearish divergence, right? Where we're getting lower highs on the RSI, higher highs in price action. We invalidated that on the RSI. So that's perfect. That means we got room to run on the daily for the RSI. We're only at 70. So we got room to run on the daily, guys. That is absolutely huge for the short term for Ethereum, okay? We also have our 50-day moving average and our 200-day moving average, which a lot of people use for your bullish crosses and your bearish crosses. you can see ever since back here in May 2020, ever since our bullish cross there, we have been absolutely on fire, and these things just keep getting wider and wider from each other, which is extremely bullish because the wider they are from each other, the less of a time the more of time they're going to take. If you go to the downside, they're going to take the cross and give you that death cross. So good stuff here. We obviously this is kind of our bull market support as well, right? You usually don't. You can see Ethereum has really not even breaking that 50-day moving average all the way on their way up, besides a couple times down here. But you can see their 50-day moving average is a very good support all the way on this way up so far. So if we broke to the downside, 1300 is probably my point where you don't break as of now. Okay, guys? Let's switch on over to the weekly. What do we have going on in the weekly? Well, you guys know we're in price discovery for Ethereum. So the only thing we can really look at here is our Fibonacci extensions from our swing high here back in 2018 to our swing low in December of 2018. Okay, so what do we have going on here? Well, you can see our 20-week moving averages all the way up here at 973. That's our ultimate bull market support. You can see how big it's been for support on our way up so far for Ethereum. So absolutely huge. This is rising. It's almost at $1,000. This is rising quickly, obviously, as Ethereum rides up super quickly as well. So good stuff there. Now, what's our next major target on the weekly for Ethereum? Well, it's about 2,280, right? You can see here on the right side here. If I knew my left from my right, I wouldn't have just said left. So you got your right here. 2,280 is your 1.618 extension Fibonacci target. So that's your next target here if you continue to move up. But what do we have going on the weekly? Do we have any type of bearish divergence? Well, you can see we're getting higher highs in price action, guys, and you can see we're getting lower highs on the RSI. So to invalidate this, right, I would like to see, we almost invalidated it, but so we want to see this swing high right here get higher than this last swing high. So this swing high, you want to see higher than this swing high, okay? And that would invalidate that that bearish divergence that you have going on there. So good stuff. Let's continue. Let's see if we can continue to the upside. You guys know our next target is 2,280. After that, you got your 2.618 all the way up here at 3,662 approximately. So if we can get past that $2,200 level, we could be seeing massive moves, obviously, coming for Ethereum. Obviously, we already have massive moves, but more massive moves are coming, guys. Trust me. All right. So let's quickly look at the Ethereum Bitcoin pair. What do we have going on the Ethereum Bitcoin pair? Well, you guys can know we've been in this long-term channel ever since September 2019. So over a year and a half of this channel. Yes, we've had little fake outs to the upside and to the downside, but generally we've been in this channel. Right now we're getting good support here on our last couple local highs back in August. It's been our support 3 times now. Right now, as we speak, we're not getting a engulfing candle, but we're very close to that engulfing candle. And out of this video, we have an hour left on the daily candle. So if we can engulf this red candle, that would be huge and should push us back to the upside. But we'll wait and see on this. We don't have any type of divergence that can tell us which way we're going. So we'll wait and see if we get any indicator on the Ethereum Bitcoin pair, guys. But that is the video on Ethereum today. Hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure you guys are watching this inverse head and shoulders. It looks like right now it's trying to break out above that. So we could be seeing a massive move on the inverse head and shoulders coming right now. And it looks like it wants to break out of the wedge. So we'll wait and see. It's not confirmed yet. You want to get a 4-hour close above it, but big things could be coming for Ethereum. So hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you guys subscribe. If you guys are new, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.